everybody, so we're back talking some more Bel-Air on the channel with Season 2. Gotta be honest, Season 1 of the show was probably one of the biggest genuine surprises for any new series that came out last year, just because I did go into it with some very low expectations. It's a modern reboot of an iconic series, but I actually found myself really enjoying it, so I couldn't wait to dig back into the series with Season 2, just because we had so many great things left hanging in the balance by the season's end in that finale. Currently, I've seen the first 4 episodes of Season 2. Those are the ones that were provided to us early. More than likely, I'm probably going to do weekly spoiler reviews like I did last season as they drop each and every week. So if that's something that interests you, talking some more Bel-Air on the channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. But I have to say, after watching these first few episodes of Season 2 of Bel-Air, I felt they did a fantastic job continuing the intriguing storylines for the family while continuing to evolve as each of them now face a multitude of other obstacles, some of them which are a bit more lighthearted, while others are tackling some more serious subject matters. While still a drama at its core, I felt like Season 2 is able to balance the tone a little bit better. Regardless if several characters aren't exactly on speaking terms after Will's fiasco with his father, there are still moments of levity sprinkled throughout, mainly with Will and Carlton, that keep the series from being overly dour. There are still some pretty great fun sequences in pretty much every episode that I saw, at least. One of the big things that I loved a lot about Season 1 that really sold this entire idea is Jabari Banks' portrayal of Will. I think he continues to be excellent, and I don't know why he's not in more things. I think he has shown his acting chops so perfectly with this show so far. Will's journey this season is quite a roller coaster ride, because he's attempting to figure out what he wants out of life while he's at this crossroads. Can he even rebuild that trust again with his family after what happened with his father, all while he's juggling your usual teen drama and this new figure in his life, Doc, who's potentially leading him down a more negative path. I'd almost describe him as the complete opposite of Uncle Phil is in the show, and out of the ongoing storylines that we get in Season 2, I think the one involving Will and this budding dynamic between him and this basketball coach Doc is the one that is most intriguing and has the most promise to it. Due to Doc's influence messing with Will and the possible ramifications it has on his future goals and his relationship with his friends and his family members, we see very early on Doc's influence not being the greatest thing for Will, because we do get those darker tendencies because of Doc and him trying his hardest to get his approval, which in turn kind of does alienate a lot of the closest people in Will's life as Will starts to become meaner, more selfish. It makes me nervous for Will. As much as I am excited and invested in seeing where this stuff goes and develops with Doc, I don't want him to become like a complete jerk by season's end either. Another storyline that I'm really excited to get to see more development for is Jeffrey. Jeffrey, of course, is returning for Season 2, and he has a very mysterious plot thread that I can't delve into too deeply, but it sounds like there's going to be a lot of emotional stuff in the backstory once we learn the truth behind everything. On a more positive note, I really love the dynamic this season between Will and Carlton. I think their bond is so much stronger. They're actually friends now. That was one of the things that I really was not a big fan of in Season 1, where for the most part in Season 1, they were at odds with each other and they were enemies. That really is not the case here whatsoever in Season 2, at least for now. We've evolved and now we're much closer to the bond that we had between Carlton and Will in the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and we're seeing that brotherly sort of love here, which is great. In general, Carlton, I think, is a much better, well-rounded character, because I think a lot of this is just due to him maturing so much more in Season 2 and gaining a lot more confidence in himself thanks to Will's influence. That's not to say that his character is perfect by any means. There are definitely some cracks that start to show when his anxiety flares up here and there, which I'm not going to go into too deeply because I don't want to spoil anything, but just know the anxiety element with Carlton and all that stuff is still very much in play with his story and his character. As much as I love the show continuing to forge its own path forward, I do love that they continue to pay respect to the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Last season we had cameos from Bernie Watson and Daphne Reed, and we're continuing to pay more respect to the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in this season as well. There's 2 things to be very excited for if you're a fan of the original series. One of them is an iconic character from the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We get a new version of that character, and they're pretty much here to set up a spicy love triangle romance angle. And the other one is another OG cast member does return, and they actually get an integral role to the storyline going forward. It's not just a cameo. They're not in a whole lot of scenes, though, to be fair. They're like a supporting character, and they have an important part in one of the major storylines going forward. The role they play, though, is a really good one. It's a very powerful, topical storyline that probably is going to ruffle some feathers just due to the subject matter, but I do think it's important. important. Not every storyline is firing on all cylinders, though. For every storyline that I can't wait to find out what happens next in, there are a few that I just don't find as interesting. One of the big ones, unfortunately, is Hillary's storyline. They continue on the influencer stuff from last season, and at least for now, it just doesn't have me that invested. None of the blame is on Coco Jones. I think she continues to excel as Hillary. It's just the material that they give her just doesn't compel me as far as my interest level. As if there's anything I'm more interested in with her storyline, it's the stuff that involves her and Jazz together. That one, and then the drama surrounding Vivian's art and her storyline, those are the two that I probably put towards the bottom as far as the storylines I find the least engaging. But we have many episodes left to go, so that could very much change by season's end. In general, Bel-Air Season 2 starts off quite strong, continuing to deliver on fun, interesting drama with exciting twists and turns that really keep you engaged and invested in Will, Carlton, and the entire family's ongoing storylines. I continue to be very surprised at how much I like this show. To be completely honest, it's one of the very few reasons I even own Peacock. I have it to watch Bel-Air and also wrestling, because I'm a big wrestling fan and WWE is on there. So make sure you share your thoughts down below. What did you think of Bel-Air Season 2 once you get a chance to check it out? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you excited for where the storylines are going to go in Season 2? Do you have any predictions of where we're going to go with the storylines? And share all your thoughts down below in the comment section, because part of the fun is having that conversation with the guys in the comment section down below. And thank you guys that are always checking out the reviews. I always do appreciate it. Make sure to like on the video and also subscribe to the channel so I always update reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. Next time, see you guys later.